Hi, super loved one. Welcome back. This is me recording another healing session, and I got some feedback for which I'm very grateful. And some people said to me, "We like to actually see you when you're talking." And so here I am, and at my desk in my living room. And you can't see it, but there's some lights around me here and some tripods, so it's actually looking a lot like a real studio, which is fun, and I'm excited, so I'm very glad you're watching. Um, for this session, I wanted to do a couple of things. Obviously, I like to work with the cards, so we're going to take a look at some cards. But before I do that, I wanted to take a moment to stop and talk about A Course in Miracles, the lesson of today. And it's not the lesson of today because A Course in Miracles, I don't know if you know the book. This is the book. It has 365 lessons. So lesson number 1 starts on the 1st of January, etc. And I started somewhere in April. So my lesson for today was lesson 75. And it really touched me this morning. So I decided to take that into this healing session and share it with you. And I hope it's gonna serve you and help you find your light. And that will be the first bit, a bit about energy as well. And then we're going to take a look at the cards and some guidance for what we can heal at this moment. So if you feel ready, just make sure you sit down and relax and take a deep breath maybe. Make sure you are grounded as well. Very important. And here we go. What I would like to start off with is actually read a short bit from the lesson that I was studying this morning. And the text says, listen, our exercises for today will be happy ones, in which we offer thanks for the passing of the old and the beginning of the new. No shadows from the past remain to darken our sight and hide the world forgiveness offers us. Today we will accept the new world as what we want to see. We will be given what we desire. We will to see the light has come. There's a couple of things about this paragraph that touched me. And the first one being, we are in the midst of tumultuous times, to say the least. I think most of the world is still mostly quarantined due to the COVID-19 situation. And that's causing, obviously, a lot of different feelings. And as difficult as it may be, and for some people it's even difficult to even say that they find it difficult. So there's many different layers in the experience of this. But as difficult as it may be where we are right now, there is a new era moving in, a new time coming. And the title of the lesson of today, or the title of lesson 75, I should say, is The Light Has Come. So it's interesting, it doesn't say the light is coming or, one day you will find the light. No, the light has come. The light is here. So even in the midst of darkness, where if you feel into the energetic situation in very many different places, you will feel fear, you will feel anxiety, you will feel aggression, you will feel people being defensive and in protests and, running around confusion, trying to figure out what is right, what is wrong, what is true, what is false, what is this, what is that. And it's understandable, but all of that confusion is just a distraction of the fact that the light has come. And the light has come means we are light. We think many times that we are people. I'm a person. I am Claudia in this case. I'm in this body, living my life, doing my job, living in my apartment, doing my stuff. But I'm so much more than that. And so are you. We are beings of light having a human experience. It's not the other way around. So the light has come is a very powerful invitation to remember that you are the light. We are the light. And the light is so much more powerful than any darkness could ever be. So that's the first bit. And the second bit, in which we offer thanks for the passing of the old and the beginning of the new. We are, as a planet, as mankind, in a transition. And it's impactful. It's stressful because there's things that we've always believed in, relied upon, that are being overthrown. And that causes mayhem because we don't know where to turn to. And that's exactly where we have the choice and why this healing session is completely focused on the light has come. You have the choice. Do I focus on the outside world where we have the protests, the violence, the mistrust, the separation, the people wearing the mouth protection and the facial masks versus the people who are like, we already believe it's not really doing anything, so we're not going to, all this diversion, all the separation, that's what we can focus on, or we can turn inwards and realize that the light has come. We are the light, and we can bring our light because there is really nothing else we could do. So letting go of the old, moving into the new, and in the process, we all probably have moments where we feel stable and like we are in touch with the light. And we will have moments where we're like, what's going on? And I'm scared. So advice, and something that I have done over the past days and weeks, is disconnect from the media as much as possible and try to connect to yourself. Take time every day, 2-3 times a day if you can, to spend, even if it's just 5 minutes. You don't have to do 3-hour meditation sessions, but take just even a couple of minutes will do for yourself to check in, to really go like, okay, so where am I? How am I feeling? How am I doing? Because this is realigning your energy with a higher vibration. The light has come is also saying like we are basically energy. We are basically frequencies or vibrations, whatever resonates for you, like quite literally, whichever term you prefer. We are not solid matter. We are frequencies, and everything is always interacting with each other because everything is interconnected. I'm connected to my camera and to the camera, through the camera to you watching. And we are having this exchange. Like there is no separation. It's an illusion. It's your bodily senses decoding the information in your brain. So you experience the world as if it's like a 3 or 4 dimensional place with very solid walls, and we get into our cars and we drive. But it's not the truth of it, because the truth is, Einstein even said this already, I think, and probably people before him in science already said this. There's only light and there is sound. There's not much else in the universe. So this is funny because we experience our bodies as very real. So I'm not sitting here saying that you should ignore your body or think it's all crazy. I'm saying it's possible to expand your awareness of who you are and know that your light has come. The light has come. Our light has come. We're being light. So light is most easily connected to, in my experience, in your heart space, in your heart chakra. Now, that's the other thing I wanted to say something about, but try to keep this brief still. You have a lot of chakras in your energy system, in your body. Chakra is a Sanskrit word, and it means wheel. It's turning, it's movement. It's like vortexes of energy that are sort of taking energy from the outside world and making it part of your system and letting go the energy that you don't need in your system back out through the chakras. It's like a continuous exchange process. Now, the most commonly used chakra system is the 7 chakra system, where you can say you have chakra number 8, which is a bit above your head, but you have number 7, which is on top of your head, number 6, which is your third eye, number 5, which is your throat, number 4 is your heart, number 3 is your solar plexus, it's around your stomach area, number 2, your sacral chakra, is in your lower stomach, where your sexual organs, your uterus, etc., are located. And then you have the first chakra, the root chakra, which is located around at the bottom of your spine, like the perineum, I think that part is called. That's where your connection to the earth energy is. And if you want to ground, it's a lovely practice to focus your attention on your root chakra and visualize like a ray of light, or maybe like a rope or something that comes up for you, and connect that to the center of the planet, because that will help you stabilize your energy system and keep you grounded. Staying grounded is very important as well in these times where fear and separation and anxiety is running rampant. Your connection to the earth to keep you stable it's essential. So if you feel off balance and you feel disconnected from the light has come, your grounding exercises can really help you feel more stable. Actually, on my website, I have a guided meditation, and it's called Turning Fears to Feathers. It's also based on A Course in Miracles, and it's basically helping you to let go some of the gray, fearful energy that you have in your system. So having said that, through your chakras, your 7 main chakras and the 8th chakra, which is somewhere over here, you are connected to the world around you on very subtle levels that you cannot perceive with your physical senses. And it's very important to keep that system clear. That's why I call these sessions the healing sessions, actually, because they are meant to talk about something like fear or sadness or uncertainty that you could keep in your field. And it's helpful to just let it go. So heal your energy, take ownership of your own energetic field, basically. So having said that, your chakra system is your energetic system. It's part of your energetic system. And there's a lot more to say about that, but I'm just not going to do that because the video will be way too long. But it's important to remember that each chakra has its own focal point, its own job, its own area of expertise, if that's what you want to call it. And you can also store different kinds of trauma and fear and memories in each and every chakra. But if you have like a fear that's based around a theme, like you're afraid of not having enough money, or you're afraid you won't be able to pay for your house, for example, which is, a very understandable fear during these times, you will find that energy is most often located in your root chakra, because the root chakra is about your situation in life, about your basic needs, and so on and so forth. So if you have fears about your relationships, or you feel disconnected, or whatever interaction's not working for you, you will find that has to do with either your heart chakra or your second chakra, your sacral chakra. If you find your problems are more focused around communication, you will have to clear your throat chakra in order to help that problem. So bear this in mind. And when you are thinking about the light has come, it's also a wonderful idea to take a moment to go into meditation or visualization and visualize each and every one of the chakras and let the light enter there to cleanse and clear the chakras, because that's really a powerful tool to help you feel better and to let go of anxiety and stress and concern. Right, having said that, I would like to take a look at the cards, because the healing session wouldn't be a healing session if we didn't, use any of the cards. So what I would like to do is take a look at some central themes, like what are themes for this healing session that we can look into more. Professional assistance. whoa, go see a therapist. That might actually be something you need to do. So let me say that first. And there's no shame in calling in professional assistance. Okay, so we have professional assistance, discovery, and travel. So I'm feeling that a lot of what we are concerned about has to do with work, with jobs, with the world economy. But what's also being brought into our awareness is like the discovery of maybe something new. And something new doesn't have to be an object. It can be a state of mind. It can be information. It can be knowledge. It can be a deeper, new understanding on a whole new level of something that's important to you. So, travel, many of us may have concerns about traveling, and it can be as simple as, going to the office and back to work every day, or a vacation you have planned and you don't know if it's going to happen or not. But it can also have to do with inner travel. Yeah, because we are growing, our consciousness is changing, we are expanding. And actually, that's not really true, but it's always difficult to give this words because words are just symbols, they are never actually the truth. But we are not rediscovering consciousness because that's what we are and what we've always been. What we are doing is we are realigning ourselves with this idea and this knowledge about ourselves. So we are letting go more of our attachment to the physical world, jobs, relationships, the things we have to do, the coffee we want to drink, and focus more on the notion that we are the light, basically. That's the discovery that we are about to make. And we have made it, and we will make it again. Because the whole situation, the old world, the Course in Miracles, the lesson was talking about letting go of the old, welcoming in the new. The old world was about the physical, about the 3D experience. Height, width, depth, that's 3D. And then you have time, which is the fourth dimension. The whole world has been focused on narrowing our experience and our sense of self down to those physical five senses. And the transition into the new is actually rediscovering that we are much more. We are that diamond because we are the light. We might have to travel a bit to discover this, and you can travel via meditation or visualization, or you might actually need to go somewhere, or that could be taking a walk in the woods, or actually take a retreat. And you might feel you want to talk about people who can help you realign with these ideas. I feel like for some of you, this might be something you are literally applying to your work because you are like a healer or a coach or a health mentor or a holistic therapist. But for some of us, this is also us bringing this awareness into the everyday office. And that's not always easy. So let's see, I'm going to grab a couple of energy cards. Maybe they can clarify these themes that we have here. So what would you like to add to the professional assistance? What would you like to add to the discovery? And what would we like to add to traveling? It's been a while since I used these cards, and they really sort of spoke to me this morning. I always enjoy that because I always feel like there's something great, going on. Okay, so this is interesting because we're getting professional assistance and then we get caring connections. So you might be having feelings for someone at work or someone you used to work with. This is a very literal interpretation of these two cards together. And it's funny because professional assistance also has like a man and a woman. And there's a man and a woman here. So there's a very strong message that we need to heal our relationships and allow perhaps our partners to be our teachers also, where, often you don't often see that, but if two people form a relationship together, patterns will emerge, and they will work to keep those patterns going into existence and maintain them. That's what I wanted to say. But oftentimes that doesn't leave any room or much room for changing. So I really feel that this is what we can heal, is the way we look at our relationship. And maybe it's a relationship you have with someone at work, and that might need a bit of healing, a bit of tender love and care. But it might also be that you have a love relationship that you might need to work on, and that you might need to ask for some guidance, someone who is not your partner who can help you, see things in a different light. With discovery, we get strategy. Okay, so this is important because oftentimes we feel that if we hear something like you find your treasure inwards, that all we have to do is that, and then we can get it done. If we want to know something, we grab our phone, we type something in Google, and immediately we have the answer. But awareness, or reacquainting yourself with your awareness, doesn't usually work like that, because it takes time and continuous effort and discipline to get there. So this man probably doesn't live in the river. He had to make a plan to go there. He needed money to get there. He needs a place to stay. In other words, he needs a strategy. He needed to know where he was going to begin with. So part of this healing session, and part of my saying to you, the light has come, you are the light, is for you to sort of make a plan or a strategy for yourself that will help you discover your light, because that's what it needs. It needs consistent I have a plant here. I need to water him, because if I don't, then he's going to die. But I can't just water him once, It's a repeating process where he likes me more if I water him once or twice a week, depending on how hot it is. And if I don't, then he's going to die. So your discovery requires a bit of attention, strategy for you. And with travel, that's very interesting. We get adjacent possibilities. So that makes me feel that you don't need to travel physically in order to gain your experience. You don't. You could just visualize where you're going and take yourself there. And of course, there's many different things you can do. There's many different ways you can go, many different places you can see. And travel is a big word, but travel could also be taking your bike. I'm from the Netherlands. We like to ride our bikes here. So take our bike and just go for a bike ride. And I live in an area where there's a lot of woods. So there's a lot of nature and green, free space to roam about. That can be travel. Something small you can do to help you change your mindset, which is really nice, I think. So that's also something you could help yourself to just a small walk or some fresh air. Is there anything else that is jumping at me? Well, also, like, growing in your job, like the time we're in, you might have more time because you're spending more time at home. You might have more time to study something or to read some books or to do a class or a course online. So that could also be part of your professional assistance, helping you discover, a new depth to yourself and to your knowledge. And that might also in turn cause you to travel more, like move about, go different places to teach or to talk about what you are finding. And there's many different ways in which you can do that. And the thing about the strategy is you can get lost in like a brainiac, very mental approach, which is not coming from the heart. It's the control mechanism that's happening in the head. So a strategy for yourself to help yourself discover yourself, basically, discover who you really are, should just be something that helps you, but it's not the goal. You know, this is just a means to help you get to the goal. This is the goal. Don't get these two confused, because that will make you feel worse instead of better. All right, is there anything else you would like to add to this message? Professional assistance is still quite intriguing. So another 3 cards, just to add a little bit to this message. We get deceit, we get woman holding a heart, and we get the thinking woman. So there's a lot of feminine energy here, and it's talking about nourishing. It's talking about educating yourself. It's talking about celebrating who you are, knowing your value, not dimming your light, but shining and radiating love. And the deceit card is asking you, where have you been deceiving yourself? And it's also pointing to a changing view of the world, because many people will say, okay, the world is not as I thought it was. The world is different, looking different from what I thought it was looking like. And so if you feel like deceived in any way, shape, or form, that's quite understandable. And it's not something you should blame yourself for. It's something you should, I don't like the word should, because it always implies that you're doing something wrong if you don't, but that's not what I mean. So please forgive my use of the word should, but that's not how you should look at that. I think it's better to help yourself and sort of accept that, okay, so the world is not what it seemed like. Okay, so what does that mean? How does it make me feel? How can I get to my heart space where I get to my own wisdom and knowledge? How can I forgive and move on? Because the light has come. And this, by definition, is not true. Like, it's not the truth. Not of what the world is, but also not if you feel like you've been deceived or you have deceived someone. That's also not the truth of who you are. It's just a misguided decision, a misguided direction. So you can easily let go of that feeling and reconnect to the feminine energy, which is creative, which is flowy, which is abundant and happy and allowing new things to happen. Because the woman holding the heart is telling us about love, about acceptance, about forgiveness, about showing who we are authentically. And the thinking woman is talking about educating us, about ascension, about knowledge and wisdom. And it's not brainiac wisdom, it's wisdom from within. It's a very green card. She's dressed in green. Green's the color of the heart chakra. So this is heartfelt knowledge and wisdom. That's beautiful. So for this healing session, I would like to close this off. What would you like to let us know as some guidance about the light has come and all the things we talked about? A time to give rather than take. That's also beautiful. It's also green. It's a new moon in Virgo. So it's a new cycle, the beginning of a new cycle. And it's making me think of a quotation that I read in one of my work presentations the other day. And it said, I have to translate this, once listening to respond turns into listening to understand, true connection can occur. And that's what comes to mind. So you can, it's more important that you give time, energy. It's more important that you listen to someone than that you speak. It's more important that you give light to someone than that you want to be right about something. It's more important to help someone open their heart than it is to make your point. Luck is on your side. That's the new moon in Sagittarius. Well, there's a very positive influx of powerful energies because Sagittarius is quite adventurous. And there's a lot of movement there and a lot of fiery passion. So it's saying we're moving in the right direction, you know, and we can trust that whatever's going on in the world, we have what it takes to counteract the negative feelings, fears, energies, whatever it is were occurring. You know, the light has come. So it's not coming, it's not next year, it's not tomorrow, it's right here, right now. So what else? Do you have another guidance message? Nothing is yet set in stone. And that's very comforting, actually, because you see this card, it's very high waves. So it's a lot of emotions. It's emotionally unstable, probably. But nothing is yet set in stone. So we might feel extensive fear or anxiety or anything that gives us stress, but we can trust that the whole process is still moving, and it always will be in the end, because we're energy. We are frequency. We are not solid matter that's immobile. We are moving all the time. So we can change our frequency, focus on the light, because the light has come, and that's amazing news. And if we focus on that, the fact or the feeling that nothing is yet set in stone will not be fearful, because we know things will just run their course. And that's important, I think, because otherwise you can't make room for anything new. We have to step out of some of the control mechanisms that we have been stuck in for way too long without even realizing it, really. So let me check, let me feel if there's anything else I can do. Yeah, there's one last thing we can do. Take a chakra card. What can you tell us? Which energy center needs a bit of extra attention? The heart chakra. Love. Kindness, benevolence, sharing, and receiving. Yeah. Well, I think I will leave it at that, because that's just the most powerful. See, heart chakra. Opening our hearts, listening rather than speaking, trying to understand rather than explain, taking a moment to remember the light has come, to let go of all the ideas, all the thoughts that are constantly in our heads going around like birds in a cage. But let go of that, sit down, calm down, and feel, okay, the light has come. We are giving thanks for the old, and we're welcoming in the new. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time. Please subscribe to the channel if you like the video, and go to the website if you want to download the guided meditation. It's called Turning Fears to Feathers. Thank you. Bye-bye. Until next time.